Live. Hello. Welcome to the DGA Disc Golf YouTube channel, where the most fun wins. Today we are going to be chatting with my friend that I've really only talked to for a couple minutes. But he's the type of person that I'm pretty sure we would be friends. Just first impression. Super fun. He's in Estonia right now, and it's 1 p.m. where I'm at, and it's 9 a.m., I think, where he's at. What's up, Justin? Good to see you. 9 a.m. No, it's 9 p.m. It's got to be 9 p.m. where he's at. So well, I'll tell him in a second. I've got a really bizarre way of remembering the time difference between us. Hey, Scott. Given it just a couple minutes for a few people to show up here. Kelly, what's up, KG? It's hard, man. Time zones are hard. Good to be seen. So, guys, if you have any questions for Kristo, I'll be keeping an eye on the chat. Oh, look, here he is. Kristo's going to be keeping an eye on the chat as well. But let us know. I'll try and get those to him. We'll try and get through all of them. What's up, Caesar? Man, it's like we all take a day off work. But it's like we're still back in the office. Just need Scott and Matt now. And we're there. All right, let's bring him in. We got about 10 viewers, it looks like. And without further ado, Team DGA member, I think he's on the Flex team, Kristo Raik. What's up, Kristo?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
It's 9 p.m. there, right?
Very much correct. It's 9 p.m. here.
Okay. So how I remember the time difference is I subtract 4 hours from my time, and then I flip the AM and PM. So it's 1 p.m. where I'm at, so that means 9 a.m. is 4 hours behind, and then I just flip it.
Yeah, that's pretty much correct. So it's 9 p.m. here. It's slowly getting dark, but we still have, I think we have like 2 hours of daylight.
The sun works the same on like that side of the world and stuff? I mean,
I think so.
I don't really know how, time zones work, obviously.
No, it's okay. It's kind of right now. So I think, yeah, about 1.5 hours, and then it's going to slowly getting dark.
Okay, we got Barrett coming in strong in the chat right out of the gate. Kristo, I challenge you to a distance competition. I mean, Barrett can throw far, but what's your how far are you throwing, Kristo?
Well, first of all, I don't know about feet because we have meters here, but I think I'm able to throw around 170 meters or 80 meters. Hold on, I need to. Someone can calculate it.
Yeah, I've got a Google tab open. 557 feet is 170 meters.
All right, so I think I can go 180 meters.
180 would be 590. That's like just under 600 feet. Dang.
Yeah, that's pretty much my max distance on a flat ground with 360 and if everything's worked out as planned, like all the angles and everything.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, but of course I can't control that shot. Like otherwise I'd be throwing all the time the big shots, but I can't control them. It's just full power, let the beast out.
I think Barrett just forfeited in the chat. So congrats. Kristo won the distance competition just like that.
I think we should definitely, once I get back to United States, I think we should do the challenge with Barrett.
I think you could maybe teach him a thing or two.
Absolutely, I would
Oh,
love to.
Justin, I want to be in that competition with you. Who can throw the shortest? That's more my
That's a
speed.
good competition.
Okay, so Kristo, we brought you on here because you're on Team DGA, but selfishly, I just brought you on here because I wanted to get to know you better. Uh,
Absolutely,
so
good to be here, man.
can you like tell us, I don't know, your life story? Maybe not, spare some of the details, but tell us about who you are and what you're doing over there.
All right, so let me go over. First of all, I'm getting 28 in 13th of July, so I was born at 92, 13th July. What else? Let me think about it. I've been doing a lot of sports when I was younger, trying out different sports: tennis, basketball, football, even what's the other thing called? Uh, Volleyball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I've been doing a different kind of. I've been actually. I think it was when I was like 13 years old. I went to like a group training called Buichikan Dojo. It was something like mixed martial
Oh,
arts, but it was
nice.
like a Japanese style.
Okay.
So it was a lot of fun. It was something different. But yeah, I
Well,
graduated high school, graduated here in Tartu. Then I went to military because in Estonia all the guys have to go serve their time. So I went there for 11 months. Then I got back out, or they let me out. They let me go. And yeah, then I remember that I was a little bit struggling because I wasn't quite sure what should I do with my life. And somehow I ended up in Finland for about 2 weeks or so, because a lot of my cousins are living in Finland. And yeah, I went there. I kind of figured out that Finland wasn't the place I would like to live.
okay.
So I came back, started working as a business manager. No, sorry, sales manager. And yeah, but I was already playing a lot of disc golf back then. So my disc golf career actually started in 2015, and one of my friends invited me to play disc golf. And I was like, what is this? What is disc golf? Like, anyway, let's go and try it out. So he gave me one disc, and I think I rented 3 more discs, and I went to the local course in Tartu. It was the longest course we had in Tartu. So basically all the
Nice.
holes were about 400 feet, but it was
Okay.
my very first time on the course. And I think I played like plus 36 or close to 40. I managed to lose one disc, which I had to pay. And I was like, I'm never going to play it again. It was such a stupid game. And I don't know what happened, but like a week later, something clicked in my head, and I was like, I'm gonna go try it again. But this time I'm gonna go try it again alone. Like just go out there, figure out what I was doing wrong. And yeah, I just I don't know. I got hooked to disc golf and I started playing, and back in time I was also doing a lot of dancing. So I was a dancer, hip hop, um, and I think that gave me a good knowledge about my overall coordination and how to use my body. And yeah, in disc golf everything just connected, and I was able to throw pretty far at very early in the game.
So you've only played for 5 years actively.
Y-
Well, if you were introduced
yes.
to it.
Very much correct, yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I started 2015. Now it's 2020. So this is my 6th year of playing disc golf. But I'm always telling people that don't get confused about the years, because the hours I've been putting in disc golf are a lot.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So I was going to ask you about dancing because I know that's on your profile um, on our page. I find that fascinating because people who learn a lot of different hobbies at some
Yeah.
point at some point they just begin to start to get easier to learn, right? Have you found that to be your experience? Like the first one or two hobbies that you learn, especially if it involves hand-eye coordination, are a lot harder than the ninth, 10th, 11th skill, you know, just because they all kind of start to build on each other.
Absolutely. I can definitely agree with that. So yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I always loved to throw rocks and different kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. We always had a competition with friends that we were just picking out some random rocks and just throwing them as far as possible. And just, I don't know, I've always loved to throw stuff. So in my senior high and high school, I was also throwing a lot of, like, we had the sports where we had to throw those plastic balls or whatever balls they're called. And I was just throwing as far as I could, and I always throw them really far. So I think it's somehow it's connected.
Yeah.
And but yeah, basically, yeah, of course, every different kind of activities that we are doing are building up the eye coordination and overall the knowledge how to use our body. So yeah.
So, how long ago did you decide that you wanted to be a professional disc golfer?
That actually happened 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. So I was kind of I was in a position where I was already playing a lot of disc golf, and I was a Baltic sales manager. So I was like, you know, each one of us are coming to the point where we have to choose like a big step in our life. What do we want to do next, or are we going to how far are we going with I don't know, one or the other activity that we are doing? And yeah, I just felt like there's so much more for me to grow when I'm going full all in disc golf, and just you know, try to reach high as possible, aim high. This has always been my goal, whatever I do in my life. And actually, this is what I felt when I was playing disc golf. That I think it was, I started 2015, and 2016 I was already playing at Estonian Championship, and I was playing on a lead card and everything. Like I had only been playing for 1 year. So
And that's a pretty
yeah,
big deal because some people would assume like, oh well, you know, Estonia, anybody can do well in Estonia. But I mean, not everybody knows Estonia is a huge disc golf country, right?
very big disc golf country. I think we are rated the third biggest or largest disc golf country in Europe.
Like with courses per capita, right?
Very much correct, yes.
Yeah.
We have a
So
lot of courses. I think we have over, I might be wrong, so pardon if I'm wrong, but I think we have over 130 courses or 150 courses. There might be even more, I don't know.
so the competition is pretty stiff. So I mean, to be on a lead card at the national level 1 year after you started, that's nuts.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of mistakes. I remember one hole, I think probably everybody in Estonia knows that hole. I remember there was one hole, I throw a forehand, I parked, like I was under the basket, and I went to pick up the disc, and I just put it in the basket, you know, even without marking it. And I was
That's
like,
awesome.
and the other guys were looking at me like, you can't do that. And I was like, what did I do wrong?
That was at the national championship.
Yeah, very much correct.
Can you imagine Paul Macbeth just picking up his park drive on 18 at the memorial or something and just setting it in the basket?
Yeah. And yeah, the other guys were looking at me like, there was something wrong. But so what I actually, I mean, 2016, there was a rule that you get a warning for the first like a
Right.
mistake like that. So
Yeah.
I didn't get any penalty, but it was definitely a lesson learned, and I have never done that mistake again.
Yeah, so if you're watching and you haven't played a bunch of professional tournaments, there's no grace period for that anymore. So you need to always mark your disc if you're playing in a tournament.
Yeah, I was basically only playing weekly, so it was the first like large tournament or big tournament for me, and of course the nerves were there, and yeah, it was different.
That's hilarious. But still, yeah, what an incredible accomplishment. So how did you do in that first did you place? Did you cash or
Uh, Yes, I was aiming. This is actually another story. So I was aiming to become the Estonian champion for real.
Yeah.
Like I was committed to go all in and just, you know, because I had no fear. I was playing. I didn't know about nothing. I didn't know nothing about disc golf. I didn't know nothing about players. And on the last day when I was playing with all the top pros in Estonia, I definitely started to feel the nerves and everything, and I was like, oh, now it's real, you know, now it's real. So I think I was like front nine. I was second, holding the second or third place, and eventually I fell a little bit off, and I ended up taking the fifth place.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And yeah, it was definitely a challenging, but it taught me so much about myself and about the mental mindset. And I've always told my friends and my family that I feel why I'm doing pretty good in disc golf is because I have a strong mindset. Like I don't, you know, a lot of people you can see who rage, and of course I feel like I need to keep the positive mindset, that positive attitude when I'm on the course. So this have been working for me pretty good.
And you chew gum, right? That's one of your
And I
secrets.
chew gum. It's crazy, but it helps. I don't know what's the thing with the gum, but every time I always when I play disc golf in a tournament, I put a gum in my mouth and I just start chewing it, and it just helps me keep my focus. I don't know. It just works for me.
It does something. It changes my personality. My wife actually hates it when I chew gum because she says I get like really like happy go lucky and kind of way too laid back, like I'm some kind of a farmer or something. Not that farmers are like that's a negative thing for any farmers out
Yeah.
there.
I think I saw one competition where I saw the Barsby, and he was like chewing gum and stuff, and he was like, so like it was years ago, and I was like, that guy's cool, like he's chewing gum as well, you know. And even the commentators were saying like, Barsby is so chill, he's chewing the gum, you know, and he was so chill. So I think it helps. Somehow it helps.
So that was from your in the bag video that we released maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
If you
It
guys
was
haven't
such a
seen that,
challenge for me to do the in the bag
you did
because I
such a good
wasn't
job.
prepared when I came to the DJ factor. I mean, yeah, I wasn't prepared for doing any in the bag video. But then Scott and Tommy, they were like, "Hey, let's do an in the bag video here," and I was like, oh my god!" And then I was like, "All right, challenge accepted. Let's go."
I'm gonna share the link in the chat here, so just in case you guys missed it, it is right here. So Christo, I actually have a clip that didn't make it into your in the bag video.
Oh my god!
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
There was a
This
lot of fails. I think
this
it's
is the
going to be
one.
one fail.
Maybe it's something you did like really well. Maybe I grabbed that to show everybody. Maybe. Okay,
I
here's
don't think so. Knowing your personality, there has to be some tricky parts.
all right, let me make sure that you guys can see and hear this. And here's a blooper from Kristos in the bag, the field shoot that I wanted to ask you about. Okay, hang on. Let's see that. Let's see that again. And the funny thing is, it's still like a really good shot. Like you fall down, but it's still basically pin high in the circle.
Oh, yeah, you have to commit.
That's right. What were you throwing there? Do you remember that shot?
Yeah, I can see it was a putter, and I think that was a BL. I think that was a steady.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I remember after that shot, I told like Matt and Tommy and Scott that I'm going to change my shoes, and I went to change my shoes.
Oh, nice. What were you wearing before that?
Some slippery Nikes, and then I put on some. Let me think. It was, I think I put some Derek's on or something.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was slippery.
So tell me about your bag a little bit. I mean, people who watch the In the Bag know, but we've talked
Yeah.
about you throwing some crazy distance shots. Can you kind of run through your bag? Give us some of your favorites, your go-tos.
All right. Well, I have 5 hurricanes in my bag. This is like my go-to driver. I'm throwing them pretty much everywhere. What I found in DGA Factory was the first flight hurricane since
Yeah,
2011. This disc is such a great disc. I like
those are hard to
when
come
the
by.
first. What's that?
I said they're hard to come by. I mean, they're
Yeah,
pricey if you want to get one, but I hear people just love
yeah.
them.
It was such a great disc, and when I went to factory, I saw them, and I think Scott or Kelly told me that you should try it out, and I was like, all right, give me a few, and so I grabbed 2 of them, and yeah, I mean, it was exactly the disc I was missing, like for understable driver. So it's
Yeah.
pretty much like a very beat-in hurricane. And I was like, this is exactly what I needed. So right now I'm throwing a lot of distance shots with that disc. But overall, I have Shasta Hurricane. Thank you, Shasta, for giving me the Hurricane when I was at the memorial. Such a great disc again. Let me think about. Then I have some SP, Proline, Hurricanes. What else do I have? Let me think. I have one Torrent, which I'm pretty much using only for forehand because I like it's very fast driver, and I just feel like it fits in my hand when I'm throwing it with the forehand. Then I have pipelines. Love pipelines. So good drivers to throw in the forest, and it's so easily like they're so easily controlled drivers. That's what I think. And what else do I have? I have like three steadies, BL steady and D line. And what else do I have there?
Do
Let me
you
think
putt
about.
with
I'm
the?
putting
Are
with
you
breakers.
okay? You
I
putt with
have
breakers.
two quakes.
If you
So
had
yeah,
to,
it's
if you had to pick just one mold for a round, what would you go with?
one mold,
One disc.
one desk. Depends if it's opened or not.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's say it's a little of both.
Little both.
Short
I'm gonna
holes, long
go
holes,
with.
wooded holes, and open.
All right. If I'm going to play on an open course, probably pick my semi beaten Hurricane, SP Hurricane. And for wooden course, I would go with the Pro Line Pipeline.
You're probably throwing pipelines at like what, 50% power?
No, not at all. I
No?
can go full power with them.
Okay, okay.
I've been learning how to throw them.
You just got to get the angles right, I suppose, with that kind of power. Man, I'll
Yeah.
bet they go forever.
Yes. Yeah. With a high flip up, flip over, whatever you want to do with them. I just feel like they're so easily controlled. Like you don't have to force anything. They just, I don't know. They just work so good. Like the glide is good. Everything is good. And of course, I have to tell the squall, the Pro Line squall. This is something like wow. I for real. I've told all my friends and my disc golf buddies that I have never seen any other mid range that can go further than Squall.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's a pretty unique disc. There's not really
Absolutely.
any other mid-range like it.
Yeah, I love that.
I would have thought that the Squall, since it's been around so long, is DGA's best-selling disc. It's definitely one of the first ones that comes up when you ask people DGA plastic. They're like, yeah, that's the Squall, right? But I think, office guys in the chat here, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's actually the signature line discs like the Blowfly that have been the best sellers for us since we started making discs. And it has been a minute. Have you thrown the Blowfly and the Gum Putt? Anything from the signature line?
Let me think about it. I think I don't have nothing because when I started playing with DGA, I was sent all like the stock discs, and I didn't have nothing like that there.
Okay, so yeah, Caesar says, yeah, that's correct. So the DGA's bestseller is actually the Glowfly. And I wish I had one here. I'm going to get one because that's going to be me and Barrett's next video, I think. We're going to take the most popular, at least by that metric, you know, in terms of total sales, most popular DGA disc and have a battle with those. If you've ever even held, they're like, there's rubber in the blend, and so they're really like gummy, really, you know, rubbery, but they fly pretty true, and a lot of people swear by them because they just stick to the chains, they stick to the grass when they land, so a really good upshot disc. And I've even heard you can take a little bit more favorable like kiss off a tree than a harder plastic disc, you know.
It's kind of like a Comblot, the very rubbery disc.
It's kind of like a what? I don't think I know the one you mentioned.
Hold on a second. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry about my English. It's not so good. So
hey, it's better than my Estonian. So before Kristo and I were on before trying to get some audio challenges figured out, and he had screen shared, and your computer is all in Estonian, and so my eyes were as big as the discs we're talking about, and I'm like, I don't think I can help you. So you switched it to English for us.
Yeah, I figured out the English would be easier for you, so I just tried to find out where can I change it back.
Do you speak other languages besides those two?
Well, I know some Finnish language, I know some Russian language, but what I can say is that I probably can speak the best, or the fluent might be the English, so yeah. Well, in our school, we started learning English actually since the first grade. Okay. So it was a little bit easier for me. I remember when I was in school that our teachers used to taught us like the UK English, you know, where we had to pronounce everything in UK style. And I don't know what's with me, but I've always thought that US English is so much easier to understand than UK English. So every time I went back home, I studied and learned everything in US English, all the pronunciations and everything.
That's interesting. I don't think about, probably just because I'm an American and a jerk, I don't think about other countries when they learn English, like what accent of English or what style of English are they learning. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Caesar says
I don't have any accent, right?
Right. No, not at all. Caesar says we're talking about the same disc. So you were saying the gum putt? Is that what you were mentioning?
Yeah. Gum putt. Okay. Yeah.
So that's the same, like the Power Drive gum putt. I'm just learning all this myself. I think the Power Drive gum putt is the same as the Blowfly 1.
Okay. Oh yeah. There are the Blowflies, of course. Yeah, the 1, 2, and there was how many? There was 2 or 3 different ones.
4. I think one of them's going to be discontinued soon, but there's going to be the Blowfly 1 and 2 and the Power Drive gum putt are going to be the 3 discs in the signature line.
Potentially. I heard Tommy just like a week ago, he received a few discs from the DGA, and there was some ice, the ice plastic.
Yes.
Yes, and I told Tommy, like, I can't wait to throw them because I want to feel them. I want to know how they look like and try them out. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go Tallinn, our capital in Estonia, in probably a week or something like that, and go check them out.
Yeah, tag us in some videos when you throw those ice discs are really fun.
All right, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Awkward. So Caesar, I'm so glad you're in the chat because he's correcting the Blowfly 1 and the Blunt gum putt are the same mold. The Blowfly 2 and the Power Drive gum putt are the same mold. They're just in different blends. So there you go.
I see.
For your signature line trivia night, now you know.
Now I know. So tell me, how's life? How's the life been in States after the Corona and stuff? How's life there?
Well, I would love to say it's after the corona stuff. Like our governor just declared a statewide mandate on wearing masks out in public that started today. And then yesterday it
Okay.
was overturned by the county that I'm in. So it's like, yeah, it's still
So,
going strong. I think the cases are actually on the rise um,
oh wow.
here in Kansas. So yeah, it's definitely not over. Definitely something we're still taking seriously, but it has been a pretty crazy time.
Wow, I mean, like everything is slowing down here in Estonia. Like we don't have any strict rules. People can go out. We are actually even able to organize events, and yeah, it's okay now here.
Yeah. So you had your DGA toured, right? Tell us about what was that all about? I saw the logo on the bus. I saw you traveling around.
Oh yeah, so actually the idea to go for a DJ tour, it just randomly popped and everything clicked together. And Tommy's brother had like the van or RV, how do you call them?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, he got that, and I remember Tommy called me and said, "Hey, we have the tour bus, the RV, and do you want to join? Let's go on a tour or a tour." And I said, like, well, I since I didn't have anything specific to do, and I was just going out to the gym and going training on a field and things like that, and I said, like, all right, let's go, let's try it out, let's bring DJ closer to the people here in Estonia. So like everything came together with, I think it was like 1 week, and we managed to plan everything in 1 week. And of course there was a lot of planning while we were on the tour, but overall we spoke with people, we spoke with different disc golf clubs in Estonia who would like um, host us in their neighborhood. So, and yeah, we were just driving around in Estonia for 10 days. We were doing a lot of clinics. We were doing a different kind of challenges. We had the guy in a mask challenge. Like we were playing on 10 different courses, and on every single course we had a different guy who wore a mask, and people had to like guess who's behind the mask. You know, there's like a
Nice.
competition or the singing competition, like
Yeah, oh, like
who's behind the
the
mask.
masked
Yeah,
disc
yeah.
golfer.
Yes, so we were pretty much doing something like that, but in disc golf version. So it was a lot of fun. We definitely um, we were able to like connect a lot of peoples with our activity, because I think there has been no one in Estonia that have been doing such a thing in previous times. So it was something unique. It was something different, and it was a lot of fun doing that. And I can what we didn't plan was we didn't plan any like vacation days. So basically we just went all in. And yeah, I mean, after fifth day, I remember I was so exhausted, like so exhausted. And I told Tommy that, hey, buddy, I need like 3 hours of my private time. Like, I don't want to speak with people at this moment. I need my
Yeah.
private time. And Tommy was like, yeah, it's okay, buddy. I can deal with that. And on the next day, I was like, oh, that 3 hours you gave me, I was like, after that, I was super cool again. I could, again, do all the clinics, talk with people. And on the next day, Tommy was so exhausted he didn't move for a day.
Man.
But yeah, so it was definitely a huge challenge, and we had the camera girl, Margit. So shout out to Margit, and she was doing excellent job. She was on every morning we went on a course. She did all the filming by herself, and when we started like having those practice days and clinics and stuff like that, she was the girl who was like editing all the videos all the time, and she was doing that thing for 10 days straight. So it
Wow.
was crazy. Each day we had a new professional video uploaded already. Such a huge job we're done. So it was an awesome experience, and yeah, I would love to do such a thing more in future. Definitely, it was something interesting.
As long as you
Yeah.
get 3 hours every 5 days to yourself.
No, there was only one day that I had 3 hours.
Oh, out of the whole trip.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, we woke up like 8 a.m. every morning, and once you wake up, then the clock were like going like tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, and suddenly it was again like 12 a.m. Or like yeah 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. in the so it was so fast. Like all the days went like another day, another day, another
Wow.
day. It was crazy. We were so busy all the time, so busy.
That's awesome. Scott in the chat wants to know, what was your first DGA disc that became a part of your bag?
Well, I think it's appropriate to mention that when I got all the discs that Tommy sent me, there was a lot of different kind of discs. Pretty much all the DJ discs that he sent me. There was like 70, or I don't know. There was a lot of discs. So I was throwing them all, and the first time I was throwing them, I figured out like, all right, DGA have put a lot of work on building like good fairway drivers, because I felt like there was like 5 different fairway drivers that I don't know, they flew exactly the same way. I was a little bit confused at first because I didn't know what to choose, because they all felt good in my hand and they all flew exactly the same way. So after 1 week, I started figuring out what's the differences between the discs. But I mean, yeah, I was definitely Hurricane was something that when I throw it, I knew this is going to be in my bag, because the Hurricanes, they were just good with my hand speed, with my technique, with my power. And then I was throwing the squalls, and I was like, wow, if that's a mid range, this is the furthest flying mid range I've ever thrown. And then I said to myself that, all right, the squall is definitely going in my bag as well. And the third disc was, I think, a quake. So yeah, I got the first flight quake, and I was throwing them with my forehand, and I was like, all right, I love this disc as well. So yeah, and there was a lot of good discs, but I think the first one was Hurricane.
The squall, I remember Ian Anderson mentioning on Central Coast. You ever watch Central Coast's videos?
I've seen some, yeah, I've seen some.
There was one, I think Matt Bell was on a card on a Central Coast video, and Ian just started talking about the squall and saying, I mean, it's like, it's kind of hard to call it a mid range. I mean, you can't call it a fairway driver, but it's such a
Yeah,
long mid range. It's like, it's almost like
it's
creating a new category right in between there.
yeah, it's exactly like between the normal mid range and like the fairway driver. It's exactly between them.
We're gonna have to have a fifth category for discs now.
Oh
So
yeah, what do we call it?
mid range fairway, yeah, it's got to be like a mid range plus or something.
Let me think about it. What about fair mid? Mid fair.
a mid a mid fair a fair mid
A fair mid.
a fair midway. Have you had
Uh,
any exciting finishes? So you talked about the Estonian national championship, your first or second year into playing, and
yep.
and you competed in the Memorial here in America. So you can tell us about your trip to the States. But have you had any exciting finishes or cool stories at tournaments or competitions in the last 3 or 4 years?
I mean, there's like every competition that I'm like participating. I feel like all the competitions are teaching me something. So, like, let me think about it. I have to go through my head real quick, because I feel like every tournament is teaching me something always. And maybe I can point out our actually okay. This is a memorable one, because I became Estonian double champion with Albert the
Oh,
Bazooka.
nice. Okay, yeah.
So we are very good friends, and yeah, last year we became champs, and it was like a lot of celebrations. It was a lot of fun, and so this year we thought like, when we go again to the doubles champions, we might work with the T-shirt, and there's going to be, on one side there will be you sleep, and on the other side there will be we work. So it's going to be you sleep, we work,
Nice.
or we
That's
work, you
awesome.
sleep. But
Um,
it's just a fun. So a lot of fun with Albert. Let me think about. I last year I won the Estonian Pro Tour champ. Like it was like overall points were put together, and so I managed to grab the first place there. It was something to point out. Let me think about others. I've been like for the last few years in Estonian championships. I don't know. I have something with the number 4. So I guess it's all the mindset that I've been failing on the last round, and I was thinking like what I was doing wrong. Like where's the fall? And then I figured out that all right, I need to level up my game so I don't even have to think about what I was doing wrong. So I'm just going all in and just give my best. But yeah, I've been like getting some 4th places in the nationals. So I'm trying to aim for higher this year. We have Estonian championship coming on. I think it was August.
okay. And you have a line of signature discs that I don't think we can show. Everything's moving obviously a little bit slower.
A second. Let me open this thing here.
Oh yeah, it's nighttime in Estonia, huh? Let's do my
It's getting
calculations.
slow. It's slowly getting dark.
Minus
So
4 hours, so it's 10 p.m.
hold on. Let me try if I can. I'm gonna. Is that too much?
No, that's good.
Yeah.
You look like a gamer. You ready for? We can just go straight into Fortnite after this.
I've been playing some computer games before. Like when I was younger, I used to play a game called Dota.
Oh yeah. It's like diff. Oh gosh, I used to know what that stood for. But yeah, no, I've seen that
It's,
around.
yeah, I think it came out of League of Legends or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have time to play anymore. But it was a lot of fun when I was younger.
What was I going? Oh, I was gonna ask. So you and Albert, just
Yeah.
in any random day, you guys go out on the course. I'm gonna bet $5 on somebody. Should I bet it on you?
I think yeah, I should. You're my teammate. Come on. But I mean, yeah, we've been actually battling with Albert a lot throughout the years since the off season. I've been working. Well, talk about the off season. So last year, I think it was like September, October. I knew the season were like after I came back from the States. I was playing at a US DGC last year as well. So came back to Estonia, I knew the season is pretty much done and it's time to start preparation for the upcoming season. And the worst part about Estonia is that our off season is like.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. Hang on. We're gonna wait and see if we can get back on. You there?
I am here. I'm here.
Okay, we heard the worst thing about Estonia is your off season.
Yeah, so the worst thing about the off season is that our off season in Estonia is pretty much twice as long that you have in States because, like, the off season starts October or November, and the season will start again in May or June. So there's a long gap between no competitions, and it's just because all that, like, we have the 4 different seasons here in Estonia and everything. Like it's just the off season is awfully long here. And but yeah, talking about the off season, I was doing a lot of preparations for the upcoming this season. Went to gym all like I was building up my body, building up all the strength and everything. And then after the memorial, I got back home. I was like, all right, I only have 1 more month to like fix some small things and just go all into the season. And then you know what happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like pretty much 80% of my competitions are cancelled, and I know it's pretty much for everyone like that, but it was definitely something new. It's a new experience. It's a new situation for all of us.
So, I was about to mention your signature discs. I mean, everything's, obviously behind here in the States for everybody because of
Yeah,
coronavirus. And
yeah.
I'm wondering, are those some of the first ones though that have got tatami? Those ice discs that you told me about?
Mm-hmm.
Are those going to be some of the first of your line?
I don't think so
Okay.
because we had there should be a different kind of discs that are going only to the Matka Sport. So it's a company in Estonia that are selling a lot of different kind of goods. The I don't know how to call
Kind of
that
like
in
a
English,
Dick's
but
Sporting Goods or like a Sports Authority here in the States, maybe?
yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, but I don't know what's. Can you tell me how far they are?
No, I don't know. Yeah, it's all there's like several dominoes, right? And we're kind of waiting on the next domino up the chain. Yeah, it's definitely, and they're probably waiting on. So if somebody's good at dominoes and manufacturing, you can get involved and help us out.
Yeah, it's okay. Like I know they're coming anyway, but it's just I can't wait to see them because I remember when we were like thinking about how we're going to how we're planning the logos and everything. So it should be so easy for even the beginners if they go to the shop that they can like pick up the disc and they have all the information on the disc that what you can do with the disc. And there's a lot of ideas and we are trying to work with them. And yeah, the season is just we're figuring things out slowly right now here,
Yeah.
how we can proceed.
So essentially, it's going to be a signature line of yours that's only available through this sports
Yes.
store chain,
Matka
Matka
Sport in
Sport
Estonia.
in
So
Estonia.
I don't think they're going to be anywhere else available.
You
So
could
it's
grab a few and
only
sell
for.
them for 5 times as much online to collectors. Make a
Oh yeah.
sell them for
Oh
$100
yeah.
each. Ship them back over here.
All right, I definitely we'll figure out something. We're good.
Okay, so if you guys have any questions, oh, what course is a must play in Europe? Asks Scott.
In Europe, that's a good question. Well, I haven't been playing on a course called Konopiste, where the Konopiste Open or the Konopiste European Championships have been held there.
Yeah.
The Konopiste is definitely a course that I only been hearing good stories about the course. I wish I could go there by myself, but again, I couldn't this year. And but yeah, it's definitely a course that I've heard a lot of good things about. So I'm thinking about going to Nokia in Finland.
Okay.
So the course is called the Beast,
Yeah.
and I'm probably going there on August. No, sorry, on September. So there's going to be one disc golf event in Finland, and since I haven't been there as well, I'm thinking about just going to check it out. But if you come to Estonia, oh, there's a lot of good courses here. Think about it. There's one nearby my home course in Elva city. Then there is one at Kutsume. Well, there's a lot of good courses. So if I can give the Scott all the details. You guys should come to Estonia, I think.
I think so too. I told Scott
Yeah,
we need to talk to Matka Sport because I think they need a promo video made, and I think they need to fly Scott and I over there with my camera, and we'll do some sweet promotional stuff.
I will love you guys to see here. We can go on a tour. Let's make another tour.
Do it.
Tour
I just
2.0.
need 3 hours to myself sometime over the whole tour, okay? So I don't go crazy.
I've seen some of your streams and I've seen some of your videos. I remember when you made what was the video called, the disc golf stereotypes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It was
Are
so
you-
much fun.
Are you
So
any
much
of those?
fun.
Are you any
What's
of the
that?
stereotypes? Did you resonate with any of those?
Yeah, I'm the one who says like one more shot, one more shot, one more shot. All right, one more shot. It's like every time I'm on a course with my friends, and if I want to practice more, I'm like, hold on a second, just one more shot. And then you do one shot, and then like, hold on, let me try one more thing.
That's awesome. And they're like walking in front of the tee pad. They're like already, yeah, they're ducking because you're throwing stuff over their heads.
Yeah, they're like, oh, come on, do it faster.
That's awesome. Well,
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. You're doing a good job there, man. Love your work.
Appreciate that. How can people support you? Because we're all over here in the States. We don't know anything about what's going on the Estonian disc golf scene, about what you're doing there. How can we support what you're doing to build disc golf in Estonia?
Let me think about it. That's a good question, actually, because like usually when I'm on doing all the videos and stuff, like I like to do videos as well, like just the vlogs and stuff.
Yeah.
But since I don't have like any signature disc here right now, I'm just like pretty much working myself up there until people can support me the other way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just like doing a lot of I don't know. It's just root for me. I'll root for you. You know. Let's keep the good mood, and like the DJ says, most fun wins, right?
That's right. Do you have a YouTube channel, or do you post all your videos to Facebook?
I do think I do have a YouTube channel.
Okay, Kristo Raik Disc Golf. Here, I'm gonna share it right now. In the chat.
And yeah, I post a lot of videos on Instagram as well. Like this is the main channel where I keep all the followers, giving them like a lot of different videos. I've always been honest with myself, and I've always been honest with the people that follow me. And every time I compete on a competition or something like that, I'm trying to give the best understanding of how my mindset works, what throws do I throw, and what's the thing with like how we can develop all the time. Like this is one of my go-to mentalities, that just all the time try to be better, level up, do better. There's always room for growth.
I just posted your YouTube channel in the chat, so guys, people that are watching and then people that will watch this later on, go sub to Kristo's YouTube channel, find him on Facebook and Instagram, and that's one very easy way you can support what he's doing over there.
Absolutely.
Last question, which players are on your dream card to play around with?
Dream cards. All right. I haven't played around with Simon, even though I've been talking with him. I would love to play with Matt, our Matt.
Yes, that'd be so fun to film. I hope we can make that happen.
Yeah, so let me think.
While you're thinking, Matt and Shasta are actually competing in the Preserve Championship that starts in like 5 minutes. So you guys can follow them. They may have actually teed off. I'm not sure. I need to, after the broadcast, I'll go check. But you can follow them on UDisc Live. And see their progress there. But yeah, they're both at the Preserve, and they'll be competing. So we definitely wish them the best.
Of course. So I would love to play with. Let me think about. I would love to play with you, man. I would love to talk with you, see how we play, man.
Man, that's elite. That's elite company. Simon, Matt Bell, me, and you. That's quite a foursome.
That sounds cool, man.
I think you three would be like, how did this guy get on our card?
I don't think so. I think you will make everybody laugh, and then everybody fails, and you can throw the best shots.
Yeah, exactly. We'd be like 20 paces off the tee pad, and I'm like, oh, guys, hang on. This is my drive. Yeah, no, just stop. I gotta.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we'd be walking in front of the tee pad, and we'd hear you behind us. Hey, just one more, guys. Just hang on. Just one more.
Yeah. Just hold on. One more shot.
Oh,
That will
man.
be fun, man.
All right, Kristo, you got any last thoughts for us? I think we're going to sign off here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for inviting me here, Tyler, and thanks for all the guys who's been on the chat and looking the live here. Thank you so much for trying to understand me, trying to
No,
understand my English here.
it's not a challenge at all.
And yeah, I would love to come back to States anytime. So I hope if everything goes as planned, I might come back for the US DGC again this year.
Okay, awesome. All
So
right,
yeah, thanks
Kristo,
a lot.
thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon, Tyler. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Kristo Raik. Thank you guys, like he said, for being in the chat. Thank you to all of you who will watch this later on. Hit the thumbs up on this video if you don't mind. That helps it get seen, and we definitely want to introduce people to what an awesome person Kristo is and all the stuff he's doing to try and build disc golf over in Estonia. Sub to our channel if you haven't yet, and hit the notification bell so that the next time we go live, you'll be there for it. Thank you very much, and until next time.